Like I remember we were raging backstage at Download, and for some reason, in our backstage room, there was no mirror. And in order to get the party going, we needed a mirror. And I remember two of us walking out of Converge backstage tent, because there was those tents, holding this massive fucking mirror uh, with a big ornament like frame, and they were just coming off the stage, and Behemoth dudes are fucking, you know, taking out a huge mirror out of the, you know, backstage tent, and we were like, sorry guys, we need it for a few moments. Like, I mean, it is funny. It is funny when I think of it.
Welcome to the Here to Zen podcast, your new home for music, entertainment, and more. Take a break, kick back, and check out what we can bring to you. From the latest, the greatest, and everything in between. We look forward to you joining us on this musical journey. And now, let's get on with the show.
Hey Nergal, how are you, man?
I'm good, man.
Oh, thank you for joining me. I know you didn't do a lot of press for the new album, so to get you on here for a bit of tour promo is awesome. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight.
Sure, man. Pleasure.
Now, you're going to be here in February. It's going to be your sixth headline tour, and it's going to be your biggest tour to date. You've got a real loyal community in Australia. I want to ask, do you remember a specific moment in your career coming here where you knew it was starting to shift and the audience was growing?
No particular moment. I exactly remember the first tour that we did there with Soundworks, and well, we pretty much worked with each other, but most of the time. Good guys, Brad and Dyson, and they are a big part of our success over there because, you know, it started from, you know, from the scratch, from nothing basically. We were a new coming band to your, I mean, we were no new band, but you know, we were debuting in Australia, and it kicked off like pretty good, and it had potential, and every next step it'd be a growth, and yeah, uh, I definitely think there must be a luck factor there, uh, a, a tenacious work ethic that would, you know, that be playing a big role in that process, and probably something else, and maybe the fact that you guys over there love extreme metal.
Well, that's true. And in saying
and you,
that, go
yeah,
ahead.
and you don't buy bullshit. And Behemoth has always been fucking balls out, serious, radical message band, and it has never changed. And throughout all those decades, now it's almost three and a half. Uh, we're still maintaining, and not only maintaining, but also getting successful, and even more successful than before. And those people out there who buy tickets, who have have faith in the band, are passionate about Behemoth, are fucking essential here. So I don't know. I feel blessed. I feel like I have a massive gratitude. I do remember every tour we did there. I do remember the club shows, like tiny club shows. Plus, I do remember all those big events that we did. What was the name of that? It was a download, I
Download,
believe, or
yes.
yeah, it was massive. I exactly remember Barsapel when there was this like like walkway into the crowd, and I would just fucking storm into that, surrounded with a fucking ocean of people that were, I guess, in their majority, they were new to what we did, but the reaction was massive, was amazing, and yeah, Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have great memories with Australia. Also have a lot of funny memories too. Like I remember we were raging backstage at Download, and for some reason, in our backstage room, there was no mirror. And in order to get the party going, we needed a mirror. And I remember two of us walking out of Converge backstage tent, because there was those tents, holding this massive fucking mirror uh, with a big ornament like frame, and they were just coming off the stage, and like, and Behemoth dudes are fucking, you know, taking out a huge mirror out of the, you know, backstage tent, and we were like, sorry guys, we need it for a few moments. Like, I mean, it is funny. It is funny when I think of it. We're not partying that way anymore, but we did, and it was fun.
Well, I can specifically remember that download moment because I was the guy doing all the behind the scenes photos for you that day, getting you
All
guys
right, on.
walking to the stage. So, yeah, you were in
Okay.
a tent, and it was not a very nice tent, and it was a very
Yeah.
dark and unfriendly tent that became a very happy tent.
Eventually, it did.
Yep.
No, it was.
Now,
I remember it was a great day. It was sunny. I mean,
yep.
every fucking day in Australia is sunny, but I remember particularly Alice in Chains kicking ass on a big stage, and I watched the whole set. And I believe in the evening there was Judas Priest,
Hmm.
and I was already on fire. We got this nice VIP slots, you know, to watch their set, and
Yep.
I was drunk, I was drugged out, I was happy, you know, I was the happiest kid on the block and fucking screaming the falsetto along with Rob. Loved it. I loved it.
And then it was Slayer after that.
Yes, yes. Jesus fucking Christ. Good old Slayer. But I'm happy they're back. I'm happy
Yeah.
they're back. And I mean, not like a full scale, full time, but you know, even if they're gonna they're gonna pop up every year once somewhere, that is amazing. You know, there's never like it's. I mean, th I need more Slayer in my life.
A-
So
Any Slayer is good Slayer.
exactly.
Now, I've got to actually say, it's 35 years of a band, 30 years since the first album, but this current lineup has actually been together over 20 years. What is it about this lineup that just gels great for you?
Well, we met us. We were all around 30 when we met, I guess. So we were now. I mean, we were idiots, but not like super like idiots. I mean, like when you're a teenager, it's hard to maintain like friendships or like longer relationships, be it with you know, sexual partners, like life partners, business partners. You know how it is. You know,
Yep.
you like basically every human being on, you know, that comes your way is a testing ground, and eventually you mature up, you grow up, you become eventually you become a decent human being if you're not making the same mistakes and you learn from those mistakes. So I guess that like when we met around like we were like 25, 20, between 25 and 30, so already quite a grown up, and the band was still like raging us crazy. So we were on the verge of splitting up. People don't really know that, but there were tours that were so radical and so insane. I I, I remember I couldn't catch up with the level of intensity when it comes to fun that some of the guys had, and so there were rough moments and there were conflicts, of course. One of the conflict was already involves actually involves Australia, because I don't remember if you remember when the huge fucking volcano erupted in Iceland, and it must have been 2010, and it would just paralyze. the flights all over the planet basically, and we were stuck in Australia for a few good days, and there was no prospect of for 1 or 2 or 3 days there was no prospect of the air cleaning up, which would mean that we are stuck there for good. And I had a very influential partner back then, and she would manage to, sneak me from Australia to Poland eventually for some massive amount of monies. And it was a very complicated trip. So once I left, the guys kind of thought that, they felt left out, and, there was a betrayal or something, which I thought it's bullshit. And I still think it's bullshit. You can't really think that way. And but they would make it their way home, like 2 or 3 days later. But anyways, we had those moments, conflict moments. But then I believe that we were glued together well. We spoke the same language, artistic language. We are all like 3+1, let's call it that way. We are a trio, but with Seth, Patrick, we're it's over 20 years together, so it's a family. And yeah, we managed to come through all these like problems, and came out stronger, and build this like bond and strong relationship that we share now. And let's say 10 years ago I wouldn't say that. Maybe even 5 years ago, I wouldn't say that, but now I'm going to say that we're very different. We still need to compromise and stuff, but I know that the end is is closer than than it used to be. And I'm close to 50, and I know I can't imagine myself doing this when I'm 70. And especially I cannot imagine Inferno drumming at the age of 70, those at this pace. So I hope that we have a good 5 to 10 years of maybe releasing another record and doing another Australian tour at some point eventually, and that's it.
Yeah.
Let's face the truth. There are some dudes out there like Carl Saunders and maybe some David Vincents and Kerry Kings, and some of those dudes that set the bar, and they say, "Oh, hey, we still can do extreme metal." So we don't know how long we can carry on, but now I know that I'm gonna do everything that is humanly possible to keep those guys in the band, because it does feel like a family, and it's a value, especially considering the times. And times are like everything these days seems to be temporary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is disposable. And there's a better drummer. Let's take a better drummer. Fuck no, there's no better drummer. There's drummers that are probably more skilled, but what I'm looking at, and what I appreciate these days is the loyalty, is the family vibe, is the fact that we stick together regardless, and we build this entity together, and everyone is a massive, has a big impact, so yeah. I don't want to throw any names here, but there are bands that are like big established bands that have, like, let's say only the soloist or like the vocalist or like maybe 2 dudes left, and the rest are basically a stand-man. And sometimes I'm just lost. I'm like, where is this band? What is the band? I grew up on fucking worshiping Venom, and to me Venom was Cronus Mantis Abaddon, and there were like 3 strong individuals, 3 separate personalities, very strong personalities. I grew up on Slayers, and Slayer was Jeff, Tom, Kerry, and Dave. And then, of course, the lineup would change, and even with Gary Holt, for fucking 10 years or something, it was a strong unit, but it was consisting on 4 strong individuals. And you could relate to those guys. Like you'd go to the show and like, oh, that's Gary, that's Jeff, that's not at the same time, but you know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It was flesh and bone band, and you could relate to that, and those people were part of the heritage, and it was integrity there. And some bands lose that. They're like, oh, we can swap members, we can still like, carry on as X or Y band. Yes, you can, but you're missing out a lot, and I don't want to do that mistake with Behemoth, and I
Yeah.
won't do that mistake. So yeah, basically that's my whole take about it.
Yeah. Now, we talked about download before, and I did have a very unique view of download that year. Now, I would love to get your take on the process that happens inside of you when Adam walks into the dressing room and Nergal walks out.
Mm. Well, in the first place, I don't think there's much of a difference, like even like legitimately, like nominally, uh Nergal is my stands in my passport.
Yep.
So it's no longer just a stage persona. I mean, like, I get like people in my daily routines, they would just call me by my artistic name. That became my second name and is equally important. So I don't know. But on the other hand, I must say that, of course, I'm like, when you see that my stage persona is, I mean, I'm kind of becoming a different guy. I know exactly. I know that very moment when I put my wardrobe on and makeup and everything. I become a different person. I can totally tell you that when I start walk, I walk differently. It's not the same walk. It's not the same body posture. It's not the same confidence. I don't know. I mean, stage persona with a wardrobe, it truly I feel like a giant. I'm only 175 centimeters tall, so I'm not a big guy, but it does feel like I'm a giant. I'm not the same guy.
Yep.
So yes, there is a difference on some level, and on some other level, there's no difference. Because both personalities are kind of integral. They're like, uh, parts, like two sides of the same coin, so to say,
Yep.
and they both complement each other. So yeah, yeah, I guess that should be an answer.
Yeah. Now, I've got to compliment you. A lot of bands put their name on various products. Come on, Behemoth tea is the greatest thing ever.
So
Who?
let me tell you something.
Yep.
I haven't tried it. I have tried it first time ever 1 week ago, and it felt like, oh shit, it's our tea. I mean, usually I suggest titles for those products, and I work with the labeling and stuff. And I'm like, I have an artistic vision, but I don't need to be a beer drinker in order to give a green light, for a Behemoth beer production. You know what I'm talking
Yep.
about. Or if one day with the whiskey, with all the anti-alcohol tendencies that actually I support, I think it's very smart. I kind of stopped drinking it's been like 2 years now. I don't really drink. Um, so that's positive, but but then there are fans of, let's say, whiskey or beer. I mean, I can give a green light to that. I mean, stuff like that. Like, those habits can be moderated, and you can do things smart way and still, I mean, and enjoy the product, and it's cool. But thank you so much for compliment. I'm a coffee person, so I can like 100% guarantee you that the coffees that we make are specialty coffee blends, and they're they're wonderful. They're delicious. They're great, But then Behemoth Web Store, it's all about quality. It's gotta be fucking legit as fuck and amazing. And it's not just about packaging. The substance, the content must be top quality, and it is. So yeah, thanks for confirming that.
Massive coffee drinker too, and we are in Australia here, so we do get some great coffee down here. So
I know, I know, I know. I mean, like, that's one of the reasons why I'm like, you know, going down there, it puts a big smile on my face because I know that at every fucking corner you get a specialty coffee box or a coffee bar or coffee lab, whatever you call it. And I'm a huge fan of those. I'm a coffee nerd, and I love it. So like, it's all like part of adventure for me. It's also to go around and try out new coffee spots, and that is always a part of my touring. So I'm
love
happy
it.
about it.
Now, this question actually comes from our photographer, Natalie, who's probably going to be shooting your show in Brisbane.
Mm.
Natalie wanted me to ask you what your biggest mindset change was when you overcame leukemia.
Um, uh, I think it was a process. It was a process of transition, like from being almost dead into being pretty fucking, vital. And I guess that I took a deep dive into the ocean of opportunities. And for me, it was like, oh, fuck, I mean, like, I know that life can end any minute, really. So I'm gonna take every chance out there. That's why I experimented a lot, and I've always been like, by nature, I've always been a yes kind of person, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
So I was even more of that person. I was just positive about everything. I was like, okay, let's fucking do it. Hey, we can do this. We can shoot a movie. Yeah, yeah, let's do it. Let's do a movie. Hey, you want to be part of that TV show, Voice of Poland? Fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So maybe a pre-cancer Nergal would be reluctant about certain chances and opportunities, but post-cancer Nergal uh, was 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 yes about most of things that would come his way. So yeah, I guess that was the number one mindset that I had.
Awesome. Now, besides touring here, you've got some dates in the States for 2026. You're doing, I think you like Welcome to Rockville Festival and things like that. So, any other plans that you can share?
Man, this year I am touring my ass off, and I'm doing so because from November on, Behemoth is taking a long, long, long holidays. What it means, I'm not gonna reveal. There's definitely gonna be some writing, but we must take some time off. Plus, the good thing about Behemoth Anno Domini 2026 and 27 is that we don't really feel like, we need to tour every second month. It's better to, the quality over quantity. Like, let's say 10 years ago, we just fucking rage like throughout the fucking continents, no matter what, just go wild. This time we are very picky. I'm very happy that we are doing those amazing tour packages this year. So I also wanna remind you that we are doing this In League with Satan tour in Europe, which is only 16 shows, but it's gonna be massive shows. Maybe that is the biggest tour, the biggest arenas that Behemoth has ever done. Same goes for Dimmu Borgir, I believe, because we're teaming up with Dimmu and Dark Funerals. Only 3 bands, very strong bands, rooted in early 90s. So it's gonna be, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Then the US tour, another fucking dream team bill when you ask, if you ask about my personal taste. Finally touring with Immolation. Always loved this band. Love those guys. Rotting Christ, our Greek brothers. We have just completed tour with Deicide in South America. It was awesome. Glenn was awesome. Steve is awesome. So it's like 4 bands: Immolation, Rotting Christ, Behemoth, Deicide. Fucking, I love it. You can't really go more anti-religious, anti-Christian than this, can you? So that's gonna be fucking beautiful. Then what I'm doing on selected festivals, and that is 11 or 12 shows across the summer. I created this project called Sventevit, which is after the name of Behemoth's debut record. And I'm teaming up with this extremely talented and really fucking wild Icelandic black metalers called Misperming. Great band. If you don't know the band, fucking right after this interview, go and check them on Spotify. Icelandic black metal, Misperming, 3 records under their belt, amazing band. And what we're doing, we are playing the first Behemoth album, the debut record, Sventevit Stormring near the Baltic, in its entirety, plus some deep cuts from the pre-Orion Set and Inferno era, Behemoth era. So that is an interesting project, a challenging project. I'm not playing any guitar. I'm just singing. It's going to be different. It's going to be out of the box for me. And on the top of that, I have just confirmed few shows, and those shows are going to be super special for me. I cannot reveal anything at this moment, but I will be a guest to this amazing classic band. You can probably connect dots, but I'll be doing probably 3 shows with those guys, and that's going to be a huge honor for me. Plus, at the top of that, I will be doing 3 to 5 shows with Bloodfire Death, which is a Bathory tribute. And this is amazing. If you haven't seen it, that was just in Europe, I believe. I don't think it ever made to US, ever made to Australia. Maybe it will one day. It's Eric from Vatine, it's Gal, it's Faust from Emperor, it's Eva from Enslaved, it's Rune ex Mayhem, it's Attila from Mayhem. It's a great it's a great team of individuals and good friends of mine. And basically, like, it's 1 hour Bathory only set, and it's done right. And it's a cover band basically, but like, consider like all those dudes that are involved, you can imagine how awesome and quality it is. So yeah, I'm doing a lot. If I counted well, it's gonna be like over 70 gigs this year before I take time off. So that is very exciting. Plus, I must mention, Behemoth is releasing new music. New music does not mean new record, but there's gonna be new music and new products. So yes, stay tuned. There's a lot of cool stuff happening in this camp. And yeah, and the first thing is Australian tour on that checklist, and I can't fucking wait.
Awesome, man. I will let you continue on with your day. and I will see you in February. Maybe I'll reach out and we'll find a good coffee spot in Brisbane to catch up.
Let's fucking do a coffee anytime, any day. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nergal. See you, man.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for today's episode of the Here to Zen podcast. We appreciate you spending your time with us. Remember, you can find us online at www.heretozen.com. Also follow us on social media by searching Here to Zen on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. We also have our YouTube channel, and would love if you can like, share, and subscribe the episodes and hit the notification bell to stay up to date when a new episode drops. This helps us get our name out there, which allows us to bring you more great content. Once again, thank you for joining us, and from all of us at Here to Zen Magazine and Podcast, see you next time.